What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Token, and welcome to week 2 of the Ultimate Battle League, aka the UBL, as we do have our week 2 battle, which was against the Calgary Flame Wheels. I say that wrong every single time I have to say it first. Calgary Flame Wheels and their coach Dubious, or Dubious YT. Once again, very awesome honor to play against Dubious, so very awesome to play against him. Link to his channel in the description below, so definitely make sure to go check out his end of the battle and his thought process as well behind it, as well as his team builder as well. Go check out all that, as well as if you haven't checked out my team builder, pause this video, go check it out, then come back so that you have a solid understanding of what I was expecting going into this game. I do apologize that we don't currently, this battle is obviously a replay, it's not live, it's not a live battle, and there's obviously no face cam. I'm just tired right now, so I decided to not do face cam just because of the sheer fact that I'm tired. The battle not being live was 100% due to the fact that me and Dubious planned to play our battle early, but due to disconnection issues, we ended up doing our battle on the same day I was doing my week 1 battle. So I had disconnection issues that prolonged my battle out by at least 2 hours. And we already hadn't played at the exact time. We had planned me and SareneGrace, so that caused it to where me and Dubious had to play relatively soon. I didn't even have my team built, so I kind of just threw some stuff together, called it a team, called it a day, and ran into this one. I still do think I had a decent team built together for this one. I still do think that we have a solid chance of winning this game, but we'll see how exactly everything unfolds in this one, and if we brought a decent enough team to come out on top. Dubious is going to have brought a team of the, why can I not think of its name? What are you called? What is the spiky water type called? Why can't I? Quillfish, there we go. Quillfish, Necrozma, Cobalion, Kecleon, Alola Ninetales, and Flygon. You guys could tell how tired I am right now. But that's going to be his team. We brought the Victini, Tentacruel, Lurantis, Heliolisk, Mega Absol, and Clefable. If you didn't check the team builder, I'll say at least a little bit. I'll just say the items are running. Scarf Victini, Black Sludge, bulky but offensive Tentacruel, defensive but a little bit offensive Orchid or Lurantis, 100% offensive speedy Heliolisk, offensive speedy Mega Absol with Swords Dance, and then just a bulky mixed defense Clefable with Stealth Rocks and Wish Pass seeing support. So that's going to be our team. Hopefully we brought a decent enough plan for my opponent's team. For leads, I didn't think he'd want to lead Flygon and just reveal that it's Scarf right away, even though I had the highest hunch that Flygon was Scarf. I had a very good feeling he wouldn't lead that, so I lead Victini hoping that he'll lead Alola Ninetales, so either I can chunk that thing's health with a V-Crate, or I can taunt it and not allow an Aurora Veil, because Aurora Veil Necrozma is the main thing that's scaring me with my opponent's team. But alright, let's just hop into the battle and see exactly what unfolds. Let's see what unfolds. Yeah, definitely make sure to check out Dubious's end of the channel as well as the rest of the coaches. If you aren't currently subscribed to them, go get subscribed. The UPL is an awesome league. You want to follow this. Interestingly enough, my opponent leads Rainier, the freaking Quillfish. And I have the Bolt Strike for this, and even though I'm intimidated, I was like, I just want to get damage off on this and see what it wants to do. I made a mistake here though. I 100% should have taunted this thing. I forgot this thing gets spikes. I really didn't plan for Quillfish, and once again I planned so quickly, and so my planning was very quick. There was not extensive there wasn't an extensive amount of thought put into it. So I just go for the Bolt Strike. He has the Wacom Berry, doesn't do much damage at all. Even the second one doesn't do that much damage, and I'm fully adamant, so this thing is more bulky than I would have thought. Luckily we don't get a Poison Jab Poison, which is really nice, especially considering that spikes are up. So we're going to have that thing really low on health and go for one last Bolt Strike, because I am Scarf and I am locked into this. So we go for another Bullet Strike. This is going to hit this incoming Kecleon, aka Prism. It does really good damage to that, but unfortunately, Kecleon's going to be Rocky Helmet. So not wanting to take any more of that damage, I switch out Vigilant and go into our trusty Wanda, not knowing what this thing set was or what this wanted to do to me, because I didn't really put any planning towards my opponent's like last 4 Pokemon, or 5. So anyways, my opponent pulls a double into Flygon, interestingly enough, and I'm not really too worried about this. Obviously Stealth Rocks, I don't want to see them get up, but there's not much I can do about Stealth Rocks getting up here. Now wanting to maybe take an Ice Beam or even a Moonblast, obviously, as that will also chunk Flygon, probably kill it. Flygon is just going to go for the U-turn, and further giving me more thought that it is Scarf. Here we're just going to set up our Stealth Rocks, knowing that Flygon wouldn't really want to stay in and do much. Unfortunately, I would have loved to have gotten damage off on this Alolan Ninetales, because he plays, I feel like one of the things he did really well in this game was the way he played this Alolan Ninetales, and he really brings it in at any opportunity he got to where he can set up an Aurora Veil. He brought it in. So good on my opponent, gets in the Alolan Ninetales in a good spot to set up an Aurora Veil. Here I still don't know if he's like Clay or if he's like Sash, just quite yet. I just go into my Tentacool. I got a good amount of special defense bulk. I resist the Fairy and Ice type moves, so not too worried about much here. Kind of curious as to what my opponent wants to bring in. The main thing I'm concerned about is if the Necrozma comes in, and that's exactly what we see here is the Necrozma. We'll take rocks damage, which is nice, and I go for the Toxic Spikes here just because I think later in the game it'll be worth my while to get the Toxic Spikes up. So that's what I go for here. And obviously we both take hell damage. We see that I'm faster as of right now. And Leftovers is going to be revealed on the Necrozma. I'm going to switch out Medusa, not wanting to take a Psychic type move, and go right into Lurantis here, expecting this to be physical. My opponent is going to go for the Rock Polish. Rock Polishes it up, taking more hell damage, but that will be recovered off by the Leftovers, by both of our Leftovers. But yeah, Necrozma's a Pokemon. Oh, I forgot, I'm Yachi. I don't have Leftovers, but Necrozma's going to go for Swords Dance here. Once again, I didn't look too much into Necrozma's move pool, so I wasn't sure what moves it would have with Swords Dance. And I probably should have went for a superpower there to get the boost and then go for the knockoff. That would have been really nice. Either way, though, we get rid of the Leftovers, which I still think was worth my while. And we live that. I didn't think we'd live that at all, so I went for a Petal Dance for no apparent reason, and we do baby damage. Like, talk about no damage. And we're just going to get knocked out here by Necrozma's Earthquake. So I played Lurantis terribly, but I really didn't know what to expect from Necrozma, especially with my my brief team building effort. So I really didn't know what to do. Here I go into Victini, knowing that Necrozma is pretty slow, so even after a Rock Polish, I should still outspeed it with a Scarf. Even though I'm only Scarfed to outspeed Mega Pidgeot, I still think I'll outspeed it. So I just go for the V-Crit, I think, here. V-Crit or U-turn. I actually go for the U-turn. I don't. Yep, and that doesn't kill this thing because this thing is so bulky. This thing is so bulky. Here though, we'll go into Pandora, and I thought that I should have just went into Heliolisk here. I don't know why I didn't. I guess for not wanting to lose momentum fully. I thought my opponent would want to switch this out, but he just stays in with the Quillfish here, as I just set up a Swords Dance trying to get myself in I just want to start denting my opponent's team. I know Mega Absol is my win con. I want to put dents in his team so that maybe we can get into a position where we could already make a little noise here. He goes for the Revenge, and that actually does a lot of damage. Aurora Veil is going to wear off here though, which is nice. I'm going to go for a knockoff. But yeah, this was not the most opportune. This wasn't a good time to go for this with Mega Absol at all. Luckily, he brings in this. I don't know what he was thinking here, as I'm definitely packing Superpower. And I know that you're not Scarf. I know the Flygon Scarf. I'm not worried about you being Scarf. So I just go for the superpower and knock this thing out. I don't know what, I'm not sure exactly what he was thinking here. I guess he was expecting me to be special. Well, no, I went for the Swords Dance. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what he was thinking was going to happen there. But yeah, a +2 superpower will definitely be knocking out your Cobalion, sir. So that's into Cobalion. Me not wanting to take Rocky Helmet damage, I actually switch out, and I still don't know if that was actually the correct play. Overall, though, I knew that. I think at +2. At +2, I think I maybe even knocked out Ninetales, so I'm not sure if that was the correct play that I actually switch out. I was thinking that Kecleon would go for like, I don't know, I was just thinking the Rocky Helmet damage and then residual damage from Hell as well, if my opponent could stall stuff out, would be an issue, but I'm not sure if I should have switched out there. I actually had Absol in a pretty good position, and I think I may have thrown the game switching out there. Either way, though, we go into Wanda on the Kecleon Sucker Punch, and we just go for a wish. I'm actually going to wish back into Absol, knowing that my opponent would set up a Aurora Veil here. So that's good to get Absol back to a decent amount of health. I feel like I should have stayed in. It's just that if this Ninetales had any bulk investment, there is a chance that superpower wouldn't have knocked it out. So that's also what I was a little concerned about. Here I'm 100%. Here I just went for a crazy prediction. 100% expecting Necrozma to come in here because I don't know why I was expecting Necrozma to come in here. Just a bad play. Really bad play. And I was thinking that, no, I won't get knocked out by a Blizzard. And no, I don't get knocked out by a Blizzard, but I do get knocked out by Hell damage. So that was just so bad. I played my Absol so poorly from the moment I switched it out to that point, and I still don't know if switching it out was the correct call at that point. I'm still not sure if that was actually the correct call. I was concerned with Kecleon's Rocky Helmet and then residual Blizzard damage, but I still don't know if that would have been enough to where my opponent could have stalled out all of Absol's health to where I couldn't have won this game. So I may have thrown the game there. I'm still not entirely sure how everything would have played out. If Ninetales could have actually lived a superpower or not, because I was actually at -1. I wasn't at I was at +1. I wasn't at +2 anymore, and that's where it is. At +1, Ninetales can typically live a superpower, so that's why I didn't want to take the damage from Rocky Helmet, knowing that I couldn't also knock out Ninetales. But still doesn't justify how poorly I played Absol in that position with Ninetales there. So that's going to really cost me. My team's relying heavily on Ninetales. I mean on Mega Absol. So that was really unfortunate. Here though, we get in like a little war with Alolan Ninetales. It's actually doing a decent bit of work to my Clefable, which is super frustrating right now because I am decently invested in special defense, but he's just hitting Blizzards outside of Hell right now, which is extremely annoying. Extremely annoying, as he's going to hit another Blizzard outside of Hell. And we get a crit and only do that much damage to Alolan Ninetales. So this thing was definitely bulk invested too. There's definitely some bulk in there. So I'm glad. I'm somewhat glad that I didn't stay in with Mega Absol, but at the same time, I still played it so poorly that it didn't really make a difference. It didn't really make a difference. I would have just knocked out Kecleon sooner. Here I'm going to switch out of Clefable into Medusa because the residual poison damage is really starting to rack up. I just fear going into Medusa too much because of oh my god, I forgot that I got frozen here. So trash that I get frozen outside of Hell, and he's already hit a bunch of Blizzards outside of Hell. So this is super frustrating at this point. I'm starting to actually get a little bit annoyed, and especially because I do thaw out right away, which is good. And I'm able to reset up my Toxic Spikes, which I also wanted to do, especially for Necrozma, if I get in like a war with it and Clefable. Yeah, this sequence with Alolan Ninetales is just annoying. It's just very annoying. But yeah, overall, I think I should have played. I really did need to play my Mega Absol better there, because +2 Mega Absol, even +1 Mega Absol, can still dip my opponent's team so much. And to have even weakened that Ninetales more would have possibly been a huge deal. Here though, my opponent's able to go into his Scarf Flygon and just press EQ. That's going to knock out my Tentacruel, no problem at all. I don't have a switching into this at this point because my remaining Pokemon are Wanda, Victini, and Heliolisk. Wanda is the only one that can switch in, and even Wanda is pretty decently damaged right now. So here my opponent's going to switch into the Necrozma. As I go for a Wish, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I go for a Wish, and I don't protect her, thinking I could live one of any hit. And I think I'm thrown off by a move here. I'm not sure. I am not entirely sure. I would have definitely protected here if I thought there was any chance Wanda wouldn't be able to live a hit from Necrozma, but more reason as to why I just didn't know what set would be brought. But that is actually going to take me out, and I would have just 100% went for a protect and would have knocked out the Necrozma very easily with the Wanda. But instead, we lose Wanda to the Necrozma. But in the long run, I don't think it made too much of a difference because I'm actually in a very tight spot. Actually, maybe, because Clefable is actually my only real answer to Flygon at this point. So possibly could have made a difference. I go for the Surf just in case Flygon wanted to come in. Why not? Why not? And then Scrap, aka Flygon, comes right back in, ready to do more damage. I don't have an answer to this. It goes for that EQ, and that's going to be the end of Shazam. Got a kill, but really didn't do much of anything this entire game. Just got like a thanks for damaging and weakening that Pokemon kill. I'll just snag your kill, even though you did all the work kill. From Clefable, we'll go into Victini now, and surprisingly enough, I'm Scarf, he's Scarf. Typically Victini would be a faster Scarfer, but I only went as far to outspeed what I knew I could outspeed, which is the Mega Pidgeot. I didn't feel any reason to invest more, but turns out that he scarfed his Flygon to be max in speed with the Scarf. So he outspeeds my own Scarf Victini, and that is going to be the game. So GG's to Dubious. He played it well. He played the Alolan Ninetales very well at that. Well, to an extent. He went for Aurora Veil when he no longer had Hell up, and he hit I think maybe 3 blizzards in total with Hell not up. So some frustrating things went down in this game, but overall though I played my win con bad. I allowed my I didn't stay in with my Mega Absol when it was exerting extreme offensive pressure on my opponent's team, and then I proceeded to then stay in a Sorry guys, it looks like my audio out of nowhere just went out, but pretty much all I was saying was that I didn't stay in when Mega Absol was exerting a lot of offensive pressure, probably for the better, but then later in the game I made an over prediction, stayed in a way less favorable situation, so it really didn't make a lot of sense there, and just not really thinking on my plays a little bit, but I think that just falls into the fact that I'm uncomfortable with my team, so it messes up my thought process a little bit, and then on top of that I also feel like my team plays a little differently than I prefer to play with most of my teams. But we'll right the ship from here. We'll get everything back into place, and we'll hopefully bounce back in week 3. I think we're going up against SilverBeanie in the Crystal Palisades. Sorry if that is wrong, but I'm pretty sure we're going up against him, so hopefully we'll have a much better plan against, well, hopefully we'll have better execution and a more well thought out and expansive team building session going into that one, and hopefully we'll give a great fight in that one, and that hopefully we can end up with a win. I don't want to be in an 0-3 hole once we finally do get our transactions for this team. I definitely don't want to be in too big of a hole because there's good coaches in this league, and it'll be hard to bounce back either way even with new additions, as the team's not entirely why I've been losing. I've made some less than favorable plays as well. But either way though, I appreciate the support, guys. The UBL appreciates you supporting any of its coaches. Definitely check out the rest of the coaches. They'll be in the link down below, especially Dubious, my opponent. GG's, man, you played great with the Alola Ninetales. You played good with it for the most part. Some questionable plays here and there, but still, you bested me and you deserve this game. I don't have much of anything for Scarf Ground type, so it just kind of shows the flaws of the team. But either way though, we'll bounce back, guys, and hopefully we'll be in the win column next week. But I'll see you guys in the next UBL video. Hope you enjoyed this one, and for now, I'm tired. I'm getting the heck out of here. Peace.